I know I should not complain because I get to see so many movies early so many times, but I feel like I'm the last human on the face of the earth to see this movie, and given the name of my channel, that just feels wrong. First and foremost, I just want to go ahead and say that I am filming this on the 4th of July, y'all. So if explosions, fireworks, all this stuff are just going to be happening down here in the South all weekend long. So you're just going to have to get used to all the banging and the noises going on in the background. But let's talk about Fear Street, y'all, because oh my God, this movie is just, yes. If you're unaware what Fear Street is actually based off the very popular R.L. Stine book series. They were kind of like the more level up of the Goosebumps series, a little bit more edgy, a little bit more dark, maybe slightly more adult book series from R.L. Stine that, of course, yours truly read as a kid. So, of course, I was very excited to see the film adaptation, and Netflix was going to make this a summer horror event in which every Friday for the first 3 weeks of July, they were going to release a new Fear Street movie, and each one was going to set in a different year, and I thought that this was just all fantastic, and the fact that it came from the director of a little fantastic film, if you haven't seen it, you totally should, called Honeymoon, just was like the icing on the cake. And if you can't tell from also the name of this channel, I'm obsessed with slasher movies. Slasher movies are my favorite subgenre in the horror genre. They birthed my love for horror. So anytime I have a new slasher film come out, I feel like it's my diligent duty to have to watch it. And the fact that here we do have one that's not low budget, that's being treated like a high caliber slasher film coming onto a major platform and treated like a summer event, the hype in me was unbearable. And the fact that all my mutuals and some of my enemies were seeing this movie before me was driving me mad. But regardless, I digress. I have finally seen this movie, y'all, and let me tell you, it was like the horror gods themselves molded and crafted this movie and was like, our spooky little son, we give this to you. I have no complaints. No complaints. No single complaints about this movie. This movie was made for me. I loved every second of it. There is so much greatness about this movie. First and foremost, down to its characters. Flawless characters. They've got personality. They've got characteristics. They're driven by their own desires, and they feel authentic and real, and I love that. Also, I love that we have a queer representation in this movie that genuinely feels authentic and real and honest. Let's be honest. Nostalgia is very hard to master because you don't want to be too nostalgic where you feel like you're trapped in the past, but you also don't want to feel like you're not in 1994. So, and I love how Fear Street handles that nostalgia because it does feel like a homage to Scream, but it also genuinely feels like it's also progressive and that it's moving forward and trying to shape a new generation for the slasher genre. Because in my opinion, it seems like every generation gets their new iconic sort of slasher franchise. Whether it's Halloween, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw, Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It seems like Fear Street is here to take up the mantle and be the new generation sort of slasher franchise. And honestly, I'm here for it. This is an R-rated young adult slasher that treats its characters with some respect and some dignity and gives us genuinely honest, likable characters so that when they die, you feel it. You really feel it. And that gives the movie sort of a nasty, mean bite. There was not one, there was not two. There were 3 major deaths that happened in this movie, and I felt it, and I felt pity afterwards because I had actually cared for those characters. For instance, the opening kill, which is stripped strictly out of the Scream playbook. And you immediately love this character, you feel for her, she's representing 1994 to a T, and so when watching her die, you're like, damn, this hurts. And I'm like, you immediately feel pulled into this movie and you're into this aesthetic, into this world of Fear Street, and I think they just nailed not only the slash movie genre, but also the world that R.L. Stine is so brilliantly at crafting. The kills are fantastic. They're bloody, they're graphic, they're in your face, they're just so visceral in the ways that, and so satisfying that you want in a slash film, but they also don't make the film in a sense, you know? While they're brutal and you'll feel the effects of them, you're also still riveted in trying to figure out where are these entities coming from, what's going on. And even though this is only part one of a 3-part film series, I felt completely satisfied by the end of this movie, even though I was hungry, practically killing myself for the next installment, which is 1978, which takes place at a summer camp, which, if you don't know, Friday the 13th was my very first horror film, so summer camp slashers, it's kind of my thing. Overall, Fear Street 1994 has knocked it out of the park and has showed that Netflix has a hit slasher series on their hands. It treats R.L. Stine's work with genuine respect while introducing us to a slew of new characters, an aesthetic, and great kills that says that Fear Street is here to be a new slasher staple for a new generation. As the score goes, I'm going to give Fear Street 1994 a 5 out of 5. There you have it, you guys. I loved this movie, y'all. I loved it. I'm going to watch this like 7 times over the July 4th weekend. I'm obsessed. So let me know in the comment section below. Did you love it as much as I did? Did you hate it? Why did you hate it? What are your thoughts on it? And until next time, I'm Slash Movier, and you guys have just been Slash.